Hi everyone, just setting up. I'm waiting for some people to pop on. If you're watching live, please let me know that you're watching. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay, I've got a really great card for you today and a great Sunday, or Tracy's Sunday challenge. Good morning, Marion. How are you? Hi, Deborah. Hope everyone's had a really great weekend. I have so far. I've got a little bit of crafting to do today, so I'm super excited for that. I've got a little bit of filming, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a hot day today, so it's always good to be inside and filming when it's hot. Okay. Hi, Sylvia. How are you? Excellent. Okay, so for this week's challenge, this week's Tracy's Sunday challenge, it's all about celebration. So we're nearing the end of celebration really soon. Hi Cindy, how are you? And well, for here in South Pacific, we have a bit of an extended celebration until the 16th of March because of the global shipping crisis and us not being able to get really a lot. So we're lucky that it's been extended a little bit, but we're nearing the end of February, which is when it normally ends. And I thought it would make an absolute great challenge to use celebration as our theme. So there's tons of offerings in here, and I'm sure you've all got a few little goodies in your stash from the celebration. It is the perfect time to pick up some free goodies. If you're wanting to place an order for every $90 or $180 here in Australia or the South Pacific, well, actually, no, it's just Australia because New Zealand has a different price, but you can choose these free wonderful items in the celebration catalogue. I'm really good, Cindy. Thank you so much. Sylvia said she's wet. Cyclone Dovie bearing down on us. Pets won't go outside at all. I don't blame them. Will you stay safe, Sylvia? That's not good. Okay, so there is tons to offer in here. Let me show you the one I'm using, and I'm using the Friendly Hello. This is the $180 spend on offering. It is a bundle, so it's a really great little offering. You will get a free, a full stamp set. There's 13 piece in the photopolymer stamp set. I really like this one. It's a mixture of images with some really beautiful fonts. And the Hello Friend's a nice big one too. So if you've been following me, you probably know that I like those big fonts. So, and then also a pack of DSP. So this is 12 by 12. This is also really pretty, and this is just half of the paper. So it's really nice pastel-y, perfect for Easter. All those beautiful pastel cards that you want to create. Flowers and birds, and then on the other side it's like as though it's been stamped with the magenta, no the memento. So really pretty. And I'll show you the other side really quick. So lots of big flowers. So this is a really pretty pack, and it's always nice to get a big 12 by 12 pack, because you can create boxes and bags and all sorts of things with it. So these would work really great at Easter time to make some little bags with chocolate in them. Alrighty, so yeah, so that is what we're using. Let me show you the card that we're going to create. It's a bit of a fun fold. So this one here opens up again. And what I really like about this one, it uses half a piece of A4. So you'll get 2 card bases out of 1 piece of A4, which is really great. And it's just a real sweet little card. So I've gone with the pale papaya and white and black because that's what I've used out of here. But you could use any of those DSPs in that pack. You could also use any pack of DSP, so this works with anything. And once you have the measurements, this card's actually quite easy. The other thing that I'm using for these die cut shapes, or the rectangles, I have the Stitched So Sweetly dies, so these ones here. And I really liked using something a little bit different on the card. All right, so like I said, we're using Pale Papaya cardstock. One piece of A4, we're going to cut diagonally from side to, or corner to corner, and I've already done this. It can be a little bit tricky in our paper trimmers, so you have to be a little bit careful, but it's easy enough to do. You just got to make sure you've lined up your edges before you start cutting. If it's a little off, it will make it a little bit harder for your card to go together. So just take your time and do it slowly. Okay, so to do our scoring, need to score in half on both sides, and on the short piece we're going to score at 4 1/8. I'm just actually going to move. I've got my measurements here, but my laptop's sitting straight on top of it, so I can't really see what my measurements are. Oh, thanks, Marion. Yeah, I really like the Pale Papaya. It's really grown on me over the time. So 4 1/8 is where we're going to score down. And then we're going to turn it, so we're on the long side now, and we're going to score at 5 13/16. We pull this down, this one across, and you can just sort of fold your pieces over. That works as well. Just get a better crease this way. And if it doesn't quite measure up, just manipulate it a little bit. Okay, that was a little bit off, but easily manipulated. Okay, cute, hey? All right, now I do have all my pieces here ready to go, and I'll have all the measurements over on both my blog, and I think they're on this video right now for you anyway. But for the inside, we have basic black cardstock, and I've layered it with our basic white. And then I've got a piece of the little DSP over the top. And I know I've done all this before. This was actually a project that I was doing for something else, and we didn't end up using it. So I had it all pre-cut because I was on limited time. I was only had a short time to actually create it. So I'd pre-die cut everything to make it easier for myself. But anyway, I've also cut the Pale Papaya piece from that stitched shape, Stitched So Sweetly dies. And for this one, I have used the largest scallop. And then for the basic white, I've used the 3rd largest. So there's one in between, but that gives us a nice little, quite a big border all the way around. And then I have a piece of basic black and DSP. And for these two pieces, so the basic black is 3 7/8 by 5 1/2, and the DSP is 3 3/4 by 5 3/8. And we're going to cut these in half diagonally, and these are for the front of our card. So what makes it really easy is you're not cutting pieces, you just cut your rectangles, and then you diagonally cut, and then they fit on the front of your card really well if we've cut them correctly. So I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in and quickly cut those ones in half. Now, depending on where your score line folds, you want to make sure that once you've folded this up, your card base up, when you're cutting your DSP pieces and your basic black, that's how you need to cut your DSP. So if you cut from this corner to this corner, that's not going to work on your card base. So really good to have this by your side. We know we're cutting from right to left to fit on our card front. So I'm going to line the right side top to the left side bottom in my paper trimmer, and once we have that in place, we're just going to cut down in half. And I like to start, this is a little bit of an extra tip for you, I like to start in the middle of your piece if you're cutting from end to end. And this is for a reason of if your blade is a little bit blunt, you can rip or tear your cardstock or DSP. So if you start from the middle and work your way out, you're not going to blur those little edges. So good little tip there for you. I've learnt from experience, I can tell you that. Okay, and the same for this one. So from the right left to the bottom, the right top to the bottom left. So we're just going to quickly line those two up. Starting in the middle and then cutting in half. This is actually a fairly new blade, so it cuts quite well. Alrighty, so we can start popping some of these pieces together. I'm going to glue my DSP to the basic black card. And that gives us a nice little border on the outside of our DSP and really brings out the black from the DSP. So is anyone thinking of different DSPs that you would like to use to make this card? I love when I'm watching tutorials of people making cards. I love to sit there and think what I would use. Okay, and we can just pop these straight down onto our card base. So this adds a little bit of weight as well, which helps keep those flaps down. So this wouldn't work with, just trying to see, I was going to say it wouldn't work with 6 by 6, but it certainly would, because it's 5 3/4. So you could definitely use any DSP for this one. Cindy says she loves this DSP. Yeah, I think I need to get another pack before the celebration finishes. Okay, so for our inside, we have our basic black, basic white, and then that little strip of DSP. I'm not doing any stamping inside, but you could certainly pop a sentiment in there, or we could add a flower from that stamp set. Now with this piece, I've actually done it so there's no border on the top or bottom, there's just borders on the side. And if you like to not waste cardstock, you could also die cut some pieces out of your basic black in the center. That will save you a little bit of cardstock, which is something that I do quite regularly. I just haven't bothered here. And our DSP piece just measures the same size as the basic white, so you can still see the black on the sides. Okay, so I can pop this one in as well. So I think we're going to have a really hot day today with hot weather for the rest of the week. So I've got a dress on today, and I think I'll just happily sit down in my craft room. I hate the hot weather, so I'll stay out of it. I went for a bike ride yesterday and actually got burnt. We're only out for half an hour and my face is burnt. I have the worst luck with sun. Alrighty, so we have those pieces ready to go. Let's bring in, I think I'm missing a piece of pale papaya. Let's see if I've dropped it. Nope, here it is. Excellent. So we're using Memento for this. I've just paired up the black from the DSP and I thought that would work really well. So in that stamp set, we're using these 2 flowers and also the great sentiment, hope you have the best birthday. So quick and easy stamping. These are photopolymer stamp sets, so they're really easy to position well. You can see through your acrylic block with them. So I'm just going to stamp this down on the basic white. Perfect. And also our sentiment. So I hope you'll all join in with this week's challenge. And even if you don't have a celebration stamp set from this celebration, if you've got a previous one, use that one. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to add that open weave ribbon in the background there. And I've actually popped it behind the basic white, and then we'll pop it up onto the pale papaya. So for that, what I want to do is I want to add just some tear and tape to secure that ribbon down as we create the little loops there. So I can take this backing off. Now this open weave ribbon comes in all 5 of the in colours. So that's really good. I loved Stampin' Up creates coordinating of everything from ribbon to accessories. So all I'm going to do is I'm actually go from this side and just create some quick loops. And that tear and tape will hold your ribbon, so it's perfect. Okay. So I'm not sure the measurement of how much ribbon that is, but if you don't want to use quite so much ribbon, just create a little bit of a smaller loop, or just add a little bit behind it. You don't have to use that much. Not that that's not that much anyway. So I think you get 9.1 meters in a whole roll. So I don't think I've ever really quite used a full roll. I've got like tons of retired ribbons in there, so I don't. There's only a few that I've used all the roll on. Okay, so add some dimensionals on the back there, and we're going to pop that down onto our basic white. And we're going to also pop this one up onto our pale papaya. So this is a pretty quick and easy card once you've got your die cutting done, and once you've done all your scoring and cutting. But I love that you can get 2 cards from one piece of A4. And that's really great for a fun fold. Okay, almost there. Pop that down in the middle. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Heart and home as well as symbols of fortune. Both would work wonderful. Absolutely, Marion. That is a really good idea. Okay, so here is the tricky part. We want to center this in our card, but we want to make sure that we don't put any adhesive on the bottom part. We're going to secure it to that top flap. So what's really great is from this corner to this corner is where it's centered. So we just need to add adhesive or pop up dimensionals to this top piece over here. So from here to here, I can bring my dimensionals in. You want to be really careful not to go too close to the edge. You don't want to be securing your card down. And I think one more should do. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to see it on the other side. Okay. You could also glue this one straight down. I personally like a lot of dimensionals on my card. There we go. Now I haven't added any embellishments. I think you could add rhinestones. There is a ton of beautiful embellishments that you could use on the card as well, but really quite simple, easy, but a real wow factor as well. Okay, so if you would like to use any of, or if you need to purchase any of the products that I've used today, you can do so in my online store. Use the host code, and I've got a couple of freebies for everyone this month who purchases through me. Doesn't matter how much you purchase. I have a treat holder that's got a little heart lollipop in it, and also a bundle tutorial for everyone who purchases. So I would love it if you purchase through my online store. Also, this is for Tracy's Sunday challenge. So for the whole week, you could join in the challenge of creating a card using the Celebration products. Don't forget, this is the time to purchase when you can get free product, and everyone loves free products. So hopefully you've got plenty of supplies at home that you can do a card this week, and I look forward to seeing what you create. So if you're new here, all you need to do is take a photo of your card, go over to my Facebook page. There'll be a post pinned to the top of my page. Pop your card in the comments there, and yeah, come over and see what everyone creates as well, because it's always a lot of fun to see what everyone creates. Oh, thank you everyone. I love that you love it. Alright, so I'll be back on Thursday for a Create with Tracy. So Thursday at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time if you'd like to come back and join me, but you can catch the replay if you miss it. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe, Sylvia, and everyone else, and I'll see you all really soon. Okay, bye-bye.